Perfect. All right. Very pleased to be joined now by the winner of the 2026 Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions, Nelly Korda. Nelly, a little bit of an unorthodox win for you, but a win nonetheless. Just kind of take us through the week and maybe the thoughts and preparation maybe for this morning.
Yeah, I mean, Thursday, Friday were great. I mean, the weather, was maybe getting a little bit windier on Friday, but conditions were super nice. We knew 10 days before this or 7 a week before this that Saturday and Sunday were going to be really tough, especially with the wind projection for Saturday afternoon and then the cold temps that it was bringing for Sunday. So it was just kind of mentally prepare for it. Yesterday was probably one of my best rounds I've ever played in my career. Just really proud of, everything that Jay and I went through to get to that point of the process, the mental clarity of my shots, and commitment to each one of them. So overall, just really happy. But, Orlando threw a lot at us in a few days.
Maybe take us through the process of, when you got to the course and getting ready to hopefully go out there and compete today, and then obviously finding out the news. Yeah,
I was fully mentally preparing for going out and playing 18, battling for the win. It was definitely getting a little bit antsy just sitting and dining and kind of waiting to see what was going to happen throughout the day. So I knew that once the girls were going to go out and finish the third round, I just wanted to get out and just start my routine no matter what happened. So went to the gym, warmed up, and then went to the putting green, did my routine there, and then walked to the range. So was still very routine oriented, tried to get into the mindset because, a couple of years ago, I was 3 back with 2 to play. So I was trying to give myself the mindset like anything can happen, just go out and still stick to your own process.
Yeah. And the last one before I open it up to media. Another tournament for you and Jess to share, both winning events. Just how special is it when those kind of moments overlap throughout your careers?
Yeah, it's crazy. Super grateful for that we get to share this sport, all these memories together. Wish she was out here like I was for hers, but overall, just grateful for this game bringing us closer together and sharing so many great things that we get to look back on.
We'll go ahead and open it up to media. Everyone wants to start? Yeah.
Nelly, kind of piggybacking off that, when your sister won here, Marty Fish also won for the celebrity side. So how cool is it that not only do you share the tournament win, but also Marty Fish seems to be a good luck charm for the Kordas?
Yeah, Marty's great. I've known him for so many years, obviously with the tennis background. He played really well, too. He's such a solid, great golfer. I actually didn't know that he won that year, and he won the same year I did. But overall, I love spending time with Marty. We haven't gotten to play a couple of times together, but every single time we have shared the golf course together, it's been a blast.
When was the last time you won a tournament without hitting a shot on the final day?
Probably never. I don't think so. As I said, every win of mine is very interesting always. But yeah, to answer that question, probably never.
Another question maybe that you don't have to answer anymore is when will you put up another win?
Yeah.
Unusually, an unusual way of going about it, but just to get the year off with a win, especially after coming close but not being able to last year.
Yeah, listen, golf is a game of centimeters. There were so many times last year where I wished I had an inch here or a centimeter there where it would have changed the story completely. But that's just how it goes sometimes. As long as you are mentally 100% in it and preparing to your best ability, that's all you can control at the end of the day. Same with weather. So I was so close. I played really well last year, and obviously I didn't get the win, but I played some amazing golf the first 3 days this week, and I'm really proud of myself, my team. And all the work that we have put in when, no one was watching and everyone was talking about it. So I'm just very happy to get the first win of the year, and hopefully that leads into a great year too. But no matter what, I'm always going to put 100% into it. With results when it comes to sports, you just never know. And the only thing you can control is the level and the input that you put into your craft and your sport. And I will always be doing that. So no matter the results, I just know that mentally I'm doing that every single day I step on the golf course, and that's what I'm proud of.
So this is, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
So this is a game of centimeters, but is there anything over the first 3 rounds that you can look at that you feel like you did better this year than on the whole of last year?
I did a lot of good last year. It just kind of wasn't going my way. I guess I was just so focused on being really present, which, I told myself to do that last year too, but maybe the outside noise did, make its way in a little bit more than I wanted to. And I learned a lot from that. There are times where it's like, okay, I'm very grateful to go through those lows because they make me appreciate the highs so much, and they make me appreciate what I need to really pay attention to and what is actually relevant to me. As long as my team knows who I am and my team knows that I'm putting 110% in it and they're on the same wavelength of putting 110% in it, that's all that matters to me.
And then with the celebrities out there playing, were you surprised that you guys didn't tee off earlier? And looking at the forecast tomorrow, were you surprised that Monday wasn't an option?
Listen, I think the LPGA is always going to do what's best for the players. When it comes to the internal decisions, I just have to focus on myself and prepare for what's to come with the information that I have at hand. But I know from a bunch of girls that were out there playing and practicing before it, probably 100% came back in. We're like, what are we doing right now? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, what we have on the line versus what the celebrities have on the line is a little bit different. And I think the LPGA made the decision to look after their players. And that's all, at the end of the day, we can't do anything about that. All we can do is prepare for what the information that we are told.
Thank you.
Nelly, kind of unique conditions out here that you don't normally see in a professional tournament with the wind and the cold.
Yeah.
But you said you played one of your best rounds that you've ever played yesterday. What does that do for your mental fortitude, knowing that you can overcome the tough conditions and still go out there and perform?
In 2024, I played in some brutal conditions. I've played in AIG British Opens, Women's Opens, where the conditions are brutal. You just have to really lock in, and the more that you play in those conditions, the more you learn to really have the word patience just constantly go through your mind. And you're gonna hit some bad shots that are gonna end up really poorly, but it's all about, in those circumstances, it's all about finding your ball, hitting it again, finding it, hitting it again, and kind of then diverting to the mindset of, okay, let's see what we can do here. What do we have at hand? So at the end of the day, those situations really make me very present, and I have to really dial into, 1, my target, and 2, just commitment to the shot. Everything is just about being 100% committed, because I've had shots where it's perfectly sunny out, 80 degrees, and I'm in between 2 clubs and I'm not committed to one, and I kind of flare it out to the right because I'm not committed to it. And that had to go out the window in those conditions. You really, even if it's the wrong decision, you have to be 100% committed to it.
So sharing that stage with Marty Fish, y'all went back and forth with the trophy a little bit. So who gets to take it home?
I don't know. He said he already has one of them, and I don't, so I guess I would take it.
And then when a win like this happens, does it feel like a weight has been lifted off you for the rest of the season? And then how do you look at the rest of the season?
No, not necessarily. I want to perform week in and week out, and I knew that everything I was doing last year was good enough to win. I just didn't win, and it's all about just your commitment and your practice. If you give your craft 100% and you know that you're prepared week in and week out, you're giving yourself the best opportunity to perform. But at the end of the day, that's what we can control, and that's what I'm gonna try and control.
Nelly, you've pointed so much to your team as a credit for your success. What role did they play in helping you get the win here this week?
I think it just keep me very grounded, very patient. Jay and I are out on the golf course, and then Kim off the golf course. I think we all just make sure that, the outside noise is outside noise, and what we're doing internally, just to stay committed to that and just to stay very patient, because we are doing the right things and, we are checking the boxes correctly. And when the time was right, it was going to happen.
Did you feel a sense of pressure being lifted off, just getting last year behind you, no longer having the title defenses, being asked about that, and just having a fresh year here?
In a sense, maybe, yeah. I'm always so excited to come out and tee it up against the best players in the world. The day I don't feel that is going to be a very bad day for me, but still, even last year, title defense, obviously you have a little bit of added pressure to yourself, but there's something so fun and exhilarating about those moments. And there is, I've said it a couple times, there's nothing better than going down the back nine when you're in contention and feeling the rush of emotions. But in a sense, yeah, it does feel nice for it to be a fresh year. You can say that, it's a fresh month too. Last year I could have been like, okay, it's October 1st, whatever I did this year is behind me. But it's all just, honestly, just mindset.
Nelly, you never want to take too much for granted, but what was the mental shift when you heard that it was not going to go 72, it was only going to go 54?
I was fully preparing that I was going to go out and play in 18 until I saw that email and until I saw that it was going back to 54, but then I still had the mindset because in Bradenton, I was 3 back with 2 to play, and I knew that, she still had a chance. Like, there's been some crazy things happen in the game of golf or in sports in general. So still preparing for maybe playing a playoff, but I was still 100% trying to, dial in mentally.
Just wanted to ask one more about outside noise. Where do you mostly hear outside noise, and do you try to filter things out on social media or whatnot?
I've definitely taken a step back from social media. There's weeks where, especially last year, where I went like a month or 2 without even logging into my social media. Yeah, I mean, even if you don't want to see it, it kind of still pops up, So I've definitely unfollowed a lot of golf accounts. I have done that. And I've just tried to, if I am on social, I just try not to look at stuff. I think it's just a distraction at the end of the day.
Do you watch golf on TV?
Rarely.
Yeah.
No. And if I do, when I did, it was always when Tiger played, so not really.
Yeah.
I'll watch the highlights now.
Thank you.
We'll finish up with 2 more. We have one on the Zoom and then one from our junior reporter.
Hey Nelly, congratulations. I know this tournament has been one where you've won at this property before, not this event, but it's been one that you've had 5 top 5s in. How good does it just feel to get this one knocked off the list finally and having come so close so many times?
Yeah, it feels amazing. I've played some really solid golf out here. I've come close, just haven't notched the victory. But to play the golf that I played yesterday was, as I said, I think that's one of my best rounds that I've ever played in my entire life. And to come out on top just feels amazing. And to do that in front of my family and friends, my fiance for the first time was really, really special.
I have just one quick follow-up on that. Having him in the crowd, and I know you've got such a happy life off the golf course right now. Do you think that settles you when maybe things aren't going as you had hoped like last season, or do you really look at things like that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love having him at events. I would say I'm a little bit of a hermit crab when I am playing tournaments. I go to the golf course and I go to the hotel, and maybe do I go out to dinner, 3 times a week. And it's nice to, when my sister left, and she got pregnant, I think that was a really big mental adjustment for me, not having my dinner buddy and not having the person that I was so close to. So now I get to appreciate it when Casey comes out, and weeks like this to have, that, even if it's in silence, just having like a comfort there.
Awesome. Thanks. Congrats.
What do you focus on when you play?
Well, it depends on the conditions. What do I focus on when I play? Usually I Jason gives me 3 numbers. It's the front of the green. Well, actually, a couple numbers, sorry. It's the front of the green, the pin, and just over the green, and then we have a landing number. So when it comes to that, I focus in on my landing number, and then depending on the wind, if it's left to right, right to left, I focus in on an exact target. And I keep it really simple. So landing number and target.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Nelly. Congratulations
Thank you.
again.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.